Today's new challenger is brought to you by Gamefly. What's up, guys? I am at the Indie Megabooth at PAX 2012. This is where it all happens, where all the crazy, out there, wonderful, independently produced video games are on display. Let's go check out some of my favorite stuff this year. I'm here with Ken from Cappy Games. We're taking another look at Super Time Force. Check this out at PAX East, and it bent my mind in a million different ways. Remind us what Super Time Force is.
So Super Time Force, it's sort of a retro-inspired run-and-gun shooter, like Contra, Gunstar Heroes, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But on top of that, we added this sort of crazy time-bending mechanic where you sort of jump back and forth in time.
Yeah, so every time you die, you are playing back with all the different replays of all your different lives. It's crazy. And right now we're seeing a brand new level. What is going on here?
So the Super Time Force is like a team of soldiers who have time travel equipment. So they thought it was a good idea, hey, let's jump through time and try to fix all the stupid mistakes of history. One of those, I guess, is the extinction of dinosaurs. You know, they think dinosaurs are pretty rad, so let's go back and prevent them from extinction. So that's what they're doing, and that's what we're sort of showing a glimpse of that in this demo.
And along with going back and saving the dinosaurs, you guys also announced a new character to join the lineup here at PAX. Who's the new character that we get when we go back into prehistory?
Well, you know, what is the meanest kind of dinosaur you think of? You know, like a velociraptor. So we wanted the most ferocious sort of melee character that we could think of. So of course, Zachosaurus with a Hawaiian shirt, sunglasses, and a skateboard. And he even has a catchphrase, Kookabunga dudes.
Kookabunga!
So he's pretty awesome.
This is ridiculous. And when you play with him, it feels like playing with the raptor from Jurassic Park for the Genesis.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much the most badass enemy there is.
So great. So now the Super Time Force is up to 5 characters now. Are we going to see more as we go to different eras of time?
Definitely. I think the goal is to have tons and tons of different playable characters, each from different time periods. Some of them may be really awesome. Some of them may be really stupid. We'll see.
That's so cool. And how close are we to Super Time Force, assuming that we do not have the ability to get there now?
It's still pretty early on in development, but we're aiming sometime first half of 2013.
Awesome. And if we want to keep up with development, where do we go?
Check out supertimeforce.com or our website, www.capibaragames.com.
Awesome. Thanks, Kat.
Thanks a lot.
I'm at the Broken Rules booth with Felix. You guys made And Yet It Moves, which is an amazing game, and now you are back with Chasing Aurora. Tell us a little bit about this one.
Okay, so Chasing Aurora is a 2D aerial action game, and it's essentially about the dream of flight. It's actually a 5-player local multiplayer game coming out for the Wii U. So we targeted most of our multiplayer modes to the new Wii U gamepad, actually about targeting it at the second screen. So all our game modes are based about like children folks games. So one, for example, is like freeze tag, which is what you see here. So the guy playing with the Wii U gamepad is like an ice bird, and he's trying to freeze the other birds. And the other birds share the screen on the TV screen. And well, the ice bird has to freeze all of them to win, and the others have to survive to win. And then there's other modes like hide and seek and run away.
It's very cool. And one thing that I really love is you guys really tweaked the feeling of flight in this game. Like when you're flying around as these birds, you can like swoop and dive and just flap your wings, but you have to do it rhythmically. How did you kind of figure out the feeling of flight, and how did you want to get that across in control? Like, tell me how the game controls.
Okay, so the game controls like this, that you steer it with the control stick, but you can also flap with the A button. But it's important that you don't button mash it, so you shouldn't flap all the time. You have to kind of learn the rhythm to fly with it. And there's also wind and currents in there, so once you ride on the wind, you don't have to flap anymore. So there's actually quite a deep flying learning curve in there. And that was so important to us. Like I said, it's about the dream of flight, and we really tried to get that feeling in the game. it's not a simulation of bird flight, but it's how people would imagine how the flight feels. And we iterated a lot about that. We threw a lot away, we tried a lot of things out, but I really like the way it's working right now.
And tell me a little bit about the visual style too, because this has a very distinct look.
Okay, so we've also tried a lot for the visual style, but like with Yet It Moves, it's very important for us that we have a distinct visual feel for it. And this time it's all based about triangles, and origami was a bit of an influence with it. And the other influence is actually like the harsh wildlife of the Alps. So we're based in Austria, and we tried to get inspiration from the local neighborhood. So we're trying to build this wilderness, like you have the feeling that you're at the mercy of nature, so everything's a bit rough. And we try to reflect that in the art look as well. So it's kind of stylish and clean, but it still has these rough edges.
Very cool, man. I cannot wait to play it. Why don't you just tell us when the Wii U is launching so we know when we can get our hands on it?
Yeah, if I knew, I could tell you, but I don't know more than you guys do. We'll know soon.
All right, so if we want to keep up with the game, where can we go in the meantime?
Well, you can always go to www.chasing dash, like dash, the minus thing, is that minus? So chasing-aurora.com.
www. 3 of them. Remember that, it's 3 of them. Gamefly is the largest home video game rental service with over 8,000 titles to choose from across new and classic consoles. Here's how it works. You go to their website, you pick all the games you want. They send you 1 to 4 games at a time. You play them, you send them back, they mail you the next games on your list immediately. And now they also have tons of PC titles to play on demand. If you're a new Challenger viewer, you get a 2-week free trial. Just head to gamefly.com/challenger and they will hook you up. That is gamefly.com/challenger. Start getting games mailed to your house, because otherwise you have to take flights to shows, and that's expensive. I'm at the Retro Effect booth with Kyle Pulver. Your game is Snapshot. Tell me a little bit about the concept behind the game.
Snapshot is a puzzle platformer where you play as a robot with a magical camera that can capture things from the world. And not only can you do that, but you can also paste your photos back into the world and then use the things that you took photos of to solve puzzles and progress through the game.
Wow, that sounds kind of awesome. So how many, like, when you take a picture of, can you take a picture of anything in the world?
So the only rule is that you can't take a picture of like solid ground. Okay. So you can't just like remove a wall. You can take a picture of like the animals in the game and like the objects. So you can take a picture of like a bouncy elephant that you can use to like bounce off his back and progress through the game. There's like these piranha plant sort of things that will chomp you on one side, but the other side is safe to stand on. So you can take a photo of those things, rotate it, and then paste it back, and then stand on it, and then progress.
Okay, so you can actually rotate and manipulate the objects too.
Yeah, before you paste, you can actually rotate a photo. So that comes into play with the plants I just talked about, and as well as physics. When you capture an object, its physical properties are maintained. So like a falling object, if you rotate it, it will come shooting out of the photo in the direction you rotated it.
Oh, that's kind of awesome. So lead me through an example of maybe one of the earlier puzzles where you use like a couple different photos to solve it, just so I can wrap my head around this.
Okay, let's see. What level are we on right now? Okay, so we're going to use rotation in this level here. So the first step of this puzzle is Dave uses the box to cross that spike pit. You know when to land of spikes, it's a video game. And he's going to...
Oh, I've been doing it wrong for 30 years.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. So then we have this plant guy. If he were to jump on that right now, he'd totally just get killed. So okay. You're going to take a picture of it, then he's going to paste it back into the world, and he's going to rotate it. So then when he does that, he can now just jump across, because it's now safe to stand on that side. Some of the more complex stuff comes later with multiple photos. There's like springs that you can rotate them, and basically like how you rotate them determines how you fly off of them. And some advanced techniques involve like jumping off the spring, taking a photo of it after you've bounced off of it, pasting it in midair, and then jumping off that one again.
It feels like a lot of those very kind of like Portal-y quantum conundrum-y moments.
Yeah, we've had a lot of comparisons to Portal, but like I'm humbled by that personally. Like Portal's like an amazing game, so it's always good to be compared to that.
So your other game is Offspring Fling.
It's true. It's very true.
So Snapshot is already out. I can get it now, yes?
Yeah, it's finally out. It's out on Steam for PC, and then coming soon to PS3 and PS Vita.
Awesome. Do you have any timeline on when that, what does soon mean? Do we know?
We're pushing right now for the next 3 months. It's going to be out on Sony platforms.
Awesome. Very cool. Thanks a lot, man. Check out more about it on retroeffect.com. So there you go. Those are some of my favorite games from the Indie Megabooth here at PAX 2012. Next week, we're gonna flip it on you. We're gonna 180. We're gonna have the Borderlands 2 developers in to show us a gameplay walkthrough. That's about the least indie thing you can do. We like to switch it up. Be sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it.